I definitely did not consider neuroscience at all when I was a kid. In fact, I hated biology. I liked math and I liked hard science like physics. When I started in neuroscience doing engineering, I realized that all these things that I had sort of been like on the side interested in as a kid were things that you could actually kind of think to study in a real system. My name is Amy Christensen. I'm a PhD student at Stanford University. My bigger picture research interests are how animals combine the immediate sensory information that they have with longer timescale information or learned information. An example of this is you have a visual signal coming in, but then some auditory cue might give you extra information about the visual world. Animals are very good at combining that information together to make this unified picture of the world. We started looking at the Allen Brain Observatory dataset because they have mice that are running that are being presented a variety of visual stimuli. When they're running, they tend to be in this more like aroused behavioral state. That makes sense, right? Because when they're running, the types of visual tasks that they have to do are very different. A majority of the neurons increase their firing rates during running. But when we started looking at these higher order visual areas, we noticed that a lower percentage of the neurons increase their firing rates in general in all the higher order areas. And the further anterior you get on the mouse brain, the less neurons we find that increase their firing. So there's this kind of paradox where the firing rates actually start to decrease during running, but the encoding of the visual stimulus is still more reliable. I think there's a number of reasons why it's really cool to have this data set that everyone has access to. It makes the ability to replicate these types of studies much higher than in the case where there's separate labs taking separate data. I think it's also a great test bed for tool development. So having this publicly available data set and just test out this thing that you dreamed up last night is a pretty cool resource. Personally, I think that there's something really beautiful about this drive that humans have to explain the world around them. In the future, I'm really interested in just how animals make internal models of the world and how they do inference over those models to make predictions about the outcomes of their actions. These are questions that will keep us curious for the rest of my life, at least.